Morning, as we go to the chitas of today, we're holding in the portion of Bamidbar. First portion in the book of Bamidbar, of the Numbers. We're holding on chapter 1, verse number 20. We're going to count now the tribes, how many are in each tribe. Reuben, and there was in the tribe of Reuben. Bechor Yisrael, who was the eldest of the Jewish tribes. Until they saw the Mishbechesam to the birth of the descendants, Lebeis to the house of the father Mispar, in the counting, Shemes, in the counting of their names, Kol Zachar, every male, Miben Esem Choshav Amayla from 20 years and above. All those that go into the army. Their counting was the counting to the tribe of Reuben was Shishav Aboyim Elef, was 65,500. They Shimon to the tribe of Shimon, to Desim to the count to Desim to the descendants, the Mishpachesim to the families, the base of Vesim to the house of the fathers. Gudav, the Mitzvah Shemus, they're counting in the name of their heads. Kol Zachar, every male. Every male above 20 years old. All those that went out to the army. Gudei Lamati Shimon, the number to the tribe of Shimon was Tisha v'Chamishim Elev, was 59,000, v'Shalosh Meish and 300. They got to the children of God, today some to their descendants, Mishpachesim to the families, the Vesavesim to the heads of the house, the Mispah Shemis in the counting of names, Menesim Shana V'Mayla from 20 years and above, Kol Yetzi Tzava, all those that go out to the army, Pekudeim. Their counting Lamati God to the tribe of God is Chamisha v'Arboyim Elov is 45,000, V'Sheish Shmeish v'Shishim and 650. L'vnei Yehuda to the tribe of Yehuda, Toldeisam v'Shvachesam to their family, V'Vesa Beisam to the house of their fathers, and Mispah Shemesh in the number of names, B'Nesher Shana v'Mayla from 20 years and above. Kol Yetzi Tzava, all those that went out to the army, Gudei and Lamati Yehuda, the counting to the tribe of Yehuda was Aboyim v'Shivim Elef, was 47,000, v'Sheish Meis and 600. V'nei Yisachar to the tribe of Yisachar, Toldeisam v'Shbechais l'Beis HaVeisam, to their descendants according to their families, Mispah Shemes, according to the number of names, Ben Asim Shana v'Mayla from 20 years and above, Kol Yoytzi Tzava, all that went out to the army. Yein Lamati Yisachar, the counting to the tribe of Yisachar, was Aboyim v'Chamishim Elef, was 45,000, Baba Meis and 400. L'vnei Zvulun to the tribe of Zvulun. Toldeisam to their birth, L'mashbechesim to their family, L'beisam to the house of their fathers. The Mispah Shemes Ben Hashem Shana Ma'ila from the counting of names from 20 years and above. Kol Yoytzi Tzava, all that go out to the army. Day Lamati Zvulun to counting to the tribe of Zvulun was Shiva v'Chamishim Elef was 57,000, Baba Meis and 400. Verse 32, Livnei Yosef to the tribe of Yosef, Livnei Ephraim to the family of Ephraim, children of Ephraim, to Desam to their offspring, the Mishpachesim to the families, the Vesavesim to the house of their fathers. The Mispah Shemes to the counting of names, and Ben Hashem Shana v'Mayla from 20 years and above. But Yitzitzav, although they went out to the army, Gudeim, their counting was Mata Ephraim to the tribe of Ephraim, Aboyim Melech 40,000, v'Chamesh Meis and 500. Livnei Menashe, the tribe of Menashe. So they some Mishpachesim Vesa. Mispah Shemes according to counting the names of Ben Hashem Shana v'Mayla from 20 years and above. Kol Yitzitzav, all those that went out to the army. Today in Lamata Menashe, the counting for the tribe of Menashe, Shnayim v'Shleishim Elef, was 32,000, Messiah and 200. V'nei Binyamin to the tribe of Binyamin, Todeisim Mishpachesim V'Esavesim to the counting of the names, the house of the family, Mispah Shemes, Ben Hashem Shalom v'Mayla from the year for 20 years and above. Kol Yitzitzav, all those that went out to the army. Today in Lamata Binyamin, the counting of the tribe of Binyamin was Chamisha v'Shleishim Elef, was 35,000, Baba Meis and 400. They done to the tribe of Dan. The days to their families and to the family, the father's house. We Mispah Shemes according to the counting of the names. Ben Asim Shana Mavila for 20 years and above. But Yitzitzav, all those that went out to the army. They in Lamati Dan, the counting to the tribe of Dan was Shnayim v'Shishim Elef for 62,000. V'Shnav Meis and 700. V'nei Asher, to the tribe of Asher, to their family, to their father's home, and Mispashem is Asher Shalom Amalef, to the counting of names from 20 years and above. Or Yetzit whoever go out to the army. Kadein Lamate Asher, counting to the tribe of Asher, was Echav Abayim Melos 41,000, Hamesh Meis and 500. V'nei Naphtali, to the tribe of Naphtali, to the family, to the house, according to the counting of names from 20 years and above, all those that go out to the army, Naphtali, to the counting of the tribe of Naphtali, which is 53,000, and 400. Page 44, chapter 44. This is the number. Which Moshe not encountered. When you see Yisrael, and the heads of the tribes of the Jewish people, there was 12 people, each prince to the house of his father. The counting of the entire Jewish people, from 20 years and above, all those that went out be Yisrael in the Jewish nation. And the entire count was 600. 603,000, and 515. Verse 47. And the Levites, according to the father's tribes, were not numbered amongst this number, because they were separate from the Jewish people. And now the David commanded Moshe Achas Mata Levi, the tribe, the number of the tribe of Levi should not be counted amongst this number. They shouldn't be part of the census. It should be a second census. Now she says, why? Because the legions of the king are to be counted on its own. The Levium were the legions of the king. Another explanation, the Holy One, blessed be He, foresaw that the decree is destined to be enacted against those who were counted with 20 years and upward. They were all going to die in the desert. To die in the desert, He said to them, let these not be included, for they are mine, since they did not make they did not sin in the golden calf. Verse number 50. And now you should appoint the Levium al Mishkan Eidos on the tabernacle, Kol Kalev and all its vessels, and anything that's in part of this Mishkan. Hema Yisas a Mishkan, they're going to carry this tabernacle. That's Kol Kalev and all its vessels. And they will minister to it. They will take care of it. And they should always rest. They should encamp around the Mishkan. Now she says, but at the hafked, what means hafked? The word hafked, that says that the Targum renders it hafked, and the Targum money to a point. So hafked has many things. Yafkidem is to count. But over here, hafked can mean also to a point. The expression of appointment, the control of things, as it says by Yifked, that Kidim, the king, appointed officers. You see, the Hafked also means the concept of appointment. And when the tabernacle travels, that's the travel of Levium shall dismantle the Mishkan. And when the tabernacle camps, the Levium shall erect the Mishkan. Said no regular Jew should come close to die. Now she says, now she says the word Yeridu is the Targum renders Yifrikun. Yeridu means to lower it down. But over here it means to take it apart. They'll take it apart. Whether they are about to set on the journey in the desert from a station to another, they dismantled the structure and it carried it to the place the cloud would settle. They would encamp there and set it up. And if any irregular Jew comes close to do the service, to do this work, they'll be put to death by the hands of heaven. Verse 52. And each Jew will encamp on his camp. And each Jew will have his flag. To their divisions. Now she says that as the division are arranged in this book of Numbers, 3 types to each division, as we're going to explain, as the Torah will tell us. And then the Levium shall live around the whole Mishkan. So they'll protect that nobody should, by mistake, go into the Mishkan. By mistake, unclean, tummy. For V'lo Ketzav Adas B'nei Yisrael, there won't be a wrath upon the Jewish people. The Shomeres HaLeviim Shemishberes HaMishkan, because the Leviim will watch the charge of the Mishkan, Mishkan Eidos, the Mishkan of Testament. Now she says, what means Lo Ketzav? There won't be a wrath. If you act according to my commandment, there will be no wrath. But if not, that outsiders take part in the service. You let a regular Jew come to do the service in the Beis Hamikdash, there will be my wrath. We find this incident by Kairach, and the wrath of God went out when people wanted to take other people's jobs, so to say, when you're not satisfied, and another person who wants to become the Kohen or to become the Levi, etc. Verse 54. And the Jewish people did everything that Moshe Rabbeinu said. This is what they did. And that completes the Chumash for today. Now I go to the Tanya of the day. And we're holding in the middle of chapter 51. The Alter Rebbe is talking about the concept that the essence of the Eibishter is in all worlds. Eir Ein Sof is found in all worlds equally. Because by Eir Ein Sof, by the infinite light of God, there's no difference between Elyonim v'Tachtonim. Infinity, there's no difference between a lot and a little. So what is the difference between the upper worlds and the lower worlds? Is the concept of revelation world, how much is revealed in each world. And therefore, the difference between the upper worlds and the lower worlds, what is the difference? Is only in regard to the flow of vitality. Everything is there. The vitality is there. The chayis is there. The question is how much chayis is revealed. Just like in the body itself, that you have the brain has a certain amount of chayis, and so the heart, and so to every limb. And Baruch Hashem, the Eibishter makes that every energy goes to its right place. Because Chas Shalom, if the brain energy went to the heart, it wouldn't be a good situation. So every place has it. That's Mamshech Me'bechinas Gilim Ahelim, is the concept of revelation of the concealment. That's the difference. But not that the Eir Ein Sof is not there. The Eir Ein Sof is there, but it's a frequency that's too high to be revealed. Now, the Rebbe will soon conclude that this revelation is intended for the purpose of vitalizing the worlds and their inhabitants, for the vitality of all worlds and the creatures derived from the revelation of godliness within them. Thus, the difference between the higher and lower worlds lie in the varying degrees of divine revelation, what is revealed, each one in its place. With regard to revelation, out of concealment, Alter Rebbe now states parenthetically that this manner of revelation is one of the reasons why godly vitality is found within the world. Within the world is called light. In general, we call it Eir Ein Sof. Eir. You see in Chassidus the importance of oil. Tashpa v'amshacha, because we have you'll soon see, you have in Kabbalah, you have the word shefa. In Chassidus, you have the word Eir. It's called light. Kabbalistic literature, the flow of vitality of godliness is termed light rather than shefa, flux, as in terms of Jewish speculative philosophy, chikira. Light signifies revelation out of concealment. That's why it's called light. Previously, light has been concealed within the luminary and the source of light, like the sun. The ray of the sun is the light of the sun. And subsequently, it's drawn down from its source and revealed light. Thus, in the case of revelation out of concealment, only a minute illumination of the source is drawn down into the revealed state. And that's the thing. So now with this shefa, where the actually flux and stream, the source flows down, is revealed. Hence the shefas mayim. Mayim is called the shefa. Torah is called mayim because it's exactly what's above is below. The self-stream water previously one place flows another place. But Eir is not. Eir is me'ein amor. Eir is always connected to the source of light. But the light is self-understood, comes from the ma'or, from the luminary. Shefa means a flow, like water that flows. The water that flows up from above comes below. So it's the exact same thing. It's not a revelation. It's the exact same thing. What the way the water is in above, it comes below. That's why Torah is compared to water, because the Torah, that way it's above, is below. Above it mentioned revelation of a concealment of light serves the purpose of achis ha'olamim, to give life to the world, and the world and the creatures that live in it. So herein lies the difference between the higher and the lower worlds. The higher worlds receive this vitality and light and are somewhat more revealed, more than the lower worlds. Meaning, even in the higher worlds, this light and vitality is not manifestly revealed. It's thus more revealed. It's not ultimately, even the upper worlds, they don't have the essence. But they have a greater revelation. All creatures they're in. The higher level, Atzilus receive a certain amount of energy. And Abrius lesser energy. And Yitzhak a little lesser energy. And I see a little less energy. And ultimately, this world, even a less energy. Because every person, every entity that the Eibishter created, he knows exactly what kind of oil, what level of light, what level of energy he can handle. Kiteicha does according to its capacity and nature. Just an analogy of each body organ receives vitality from the brain according to its character and according to its nature. So too does the Alter Rebbe state. Analogy that each creature receives vitality according to capacity and nature. The Rebbe notes over here that this means that each being receives vitality according to its capacity to have the life force and vitality revealed. That means we all have to reveal godliness within us, and everyone has to reveal his level of godliness. Even though it's not somebody else's level of godliness, there is a level of godliness that each and every one of us can reveal. And that's what we're obligated to do. And we're obligated to reveal our level of godliness that we have the capacity to reveal. This means that each receives vitality according to capacity, and life force vitality revealed within and according to the manner in which the vitality is to be revealed. Whether it's a revelation of intellect, comprehension, or motive matter, every person has to know how much, like the Rebbe would say, if you got know an aleph, teach an aleph. You can't, if you know an aleph, you can't teach a base. But you know the aleph, teach the aleph. If you have the capacity of teaching, teach. You have the capability of helping somebody, help. Whatever the capacity you have to reveal, that's your obligation, to reveal. But this is not the way. This is not to say that the nature conceals the revelation, that it imbues and illuminates it. It imbues and illuminates. We should realize that the Eibishter gave us our nefesh abam, it's our nature, so that we would take this illumination and enhance it. Because everybody has a talent. The Eibishter gave everybody a character, and the Eibishter gave everybody a guf, that we would take the Oir Havai that's in it and imbue it and make it beautiful, each in our own way. And that will be the beauty of this Oir. This is the nature and the form of the particular flow, which the light of God shines and illuminates in it. And that's the beauty again in Gevura. We are all different. Gevura gives our own identity. The Eibishter gives every person their own identity. And he gives him the exact oil that needs to flow through him. So nobody can do your job. Nobody can be your revelation. Because nobody is like you. And therefore, each and every person has their own uniqueness and their own capacity and their own capabilities and their own talents. And each and every one of us needs to take that nature and imbue it with the light of God, with the energy of God. But the lower worlds and creatures, even the spiritual ones, we should realize that's not only that we receive a lower, everybody ultimately receives not the essence of godliness. So no difference. What's the difference, a lot or a little? And there's no difference, a lot or a little, because every person is to his capability. And every world is to their capability. So you cannot say, oh, but why I'm not more capable. First, accomplish your capability. And trust me, that alone is an unbelievable accomplishment, to accomplish your capability. And that's all the Eibishter wants. That's all God wants. It's because God tailor-made it, that your guf and your neshama would come together, and your talent and your spiritual side of you would come together and enhance this world. Is not the form receives in a higher world. Only by means of many garments, we're in the blessed and safe invested, the vitality and the light, which he causes to flow and shine in them in order to animate them. The divine life force is garbed in many garments, so that it not be revealed. This concealment involves not only a multitude profusions of garments, a quantitative manner of concealment, but a qualitative one as well. There's a vast difference between the insubstantial garments that's concealed the vitality of the higher world, and much denser garments necessary for concealed God of vitality and degree that the creation of the physical becomes possible. So self-understood that the revelation in the physical is much less than the revelation in the spiritual. Why? Not that God is, so to say, that you're secondary or you're not as important as the higher. No, because that's not your avodah. That's not your service. Self-understood that the world of Atzilus has, and the Malachim in the world of Atzilus has their service, and we have to do our service in this world. And that's why to do the service in this world, we need to have extreme many garments, so that we'll be able to elevate this most dense world. That's the avodah. The neshamas cannot accomplish, the souls and the angels above cannot accomplish anything in this world. So even though they have a greater revelation, because they don't have the avodah, the service of developing this dark world. Our neshama needs to get a little bit less denser, more denser. Our soul needs to come in a body that's more physical, so we'll be able to elevate the physical world. If we were spiritual, we wouldn't be able to elevate this physical world. So therefore, this condensement, this hiddenness is our avodah. We shouldn't take it as a secondary. We wouldn't be able to accomplish it if he didn't. If our neshama was not in this guf, was not in this body. And if our neshama, that was the mistake of the sons of Aaron. They wanted to have a spiritual connection. They wanted to leave the body. They wanted to leave the body, connect to God, and that's unbelievable. But it's not the purpose, because ultimately, when they left the body, they can't do a mitzvah in this world. So they can have all the spiritual levels, but they can't accomplish what the Eibishter wanted in this world. And all spiritual levels above, how high they are, they cannot accomplish what God wants to accomplish in this world. And that's why the Mishnah says, it's more better one mitzvah in this world than all the 1,000 years in the world to come. Because one mitzvah in this world is more greater to God than all your spiritual elevation, all your spiritual enlightenment, all your spiritual connections. That one mitzvah is why the Eibishter created all spirituality. That one mitzvah in this world is why the Eibishter created the world and why God created all the worlds. But that one mitzvah that you do in this physical world with a physical thing that looks physical, feels physical, acts physical, and you don't see the spirituality at all within it, but you do the mitzvah, you connect it to a spiritual source. That completes the Tanya, beautiful Tanya of today. Today is the 26th day of the month, the Hebrew calendar, 26th day of the month of Iyar, coming to the Chodesh Sivan, Midshem, this Friday. And in Midshem, the Tillim of today is the second half of chapter 119, from the letter Mem till the end of the chapter. So if you do that half a chapter today, you would do the Chitas of the day. Wish you all a beautiful day, a happy day, a healthy day. See you all tomorrow. We'll continue.
Remember about tonight? Tonight, Allah you.
Oh, yes, tonight in Midshem, instead of on Thursday night, tonight is Allah on you at 8. It's like 8:10 p.m. 8:10. Let's call it 8:10. 8:10 p.m. tonight at Chabad. Have a wonderful and beautiful and happy and healthy day.